your 7th. 1 game to go.
Yes!
It's Vicky, sorry.
Alright, hey Vicky, how you doing?
And you're Ben's
fiance.
Yeah.
No, I only really got into it when I started sort of dating Ben. I'm not good at all.
Okay.
Ben has been the last few days very stressed, but yesterday he started to calm down because obviously they got all the tables into the venue, and so he's cooled off a bit now, but he was stressed. But I think everyone else is fine. It's a lot more stressful, it tends to be for the tournament organiser than it is for anyone else. Did you hear my friend?
This will be the biggest tornado tournament in the UK since the last one I did, which was held in Hereford. It was held in Hereford because it's my hometown, not due to its massive population. But Bristol's got the best quality scene in the UK currently at the moment. It's a big... Technically, no, it's not a sport, but there is work going on with the ITSF, the International Table Soccer Federation, to get the sport recognised. Currently they've pitched it at the Olympics and other such sporting events, but to get recognised as sport in one country is different to another. To get recognised as sport in the UK is very, very hard. There's a lot more hoops to jump through, a lot more governmental boxes to tick. Whereas in Austria, it's the biggest indoor sport. More people play table football in Austria than any other sport indoors. But is it a sport? No, it's not. Do we want it to be a sport? Yes. Do we think it should be? I think it's more of a sport than darts. It's far more active, far more skill involved. Yeah.
Yes, look at that! Block and score, come on!
It's a painful process, and it tires you out, and you think, Christ, why did I do it? Am I ever going to do it again? And you think halfway through last night, it's like, nope, never running a tournament again, never doing it. No one seems grateful. Everyone's got a complaint. One person complains about the balls, one person complains about the format, another person says the format's great, then they complain they didn't play well. It's just, you sometimes feel, why am I doing this? But on a day like today, when everyone's playing really hard, everyone's really enjoying it, I actually played well today, unlike last night where I couldn't hit the ball for love nor money. We've done really well. So I'm confident with the amount of people we got today.
Yes! Come on, mates!
My name is Ryan Moore. I am 19 years old. I am from Lexington, Kentucky, the USA. This is my profession, you know. This is pretty much all I do right now is just travel the world and play some foods, you know. You like that, huh? You can make money at any rank. You don't have to be a top player. When I was an amateur and a semi-pro, you know, the prize money there was $1,000. So I was making, you know, a good grand a tournament when I was a semi-pro, you know. Including myself, there would be about 4 people that make a living off of foosball. The main shot that I shoot is the snake shot. I don't miss that one. I've actually, not on one of these, but on one of the other tables, this metal piece, I hit it so hard it busted the whole metal piece and it fell down and everything. I try not to envy because I want to defeat. I want to win against anybody. I like everybody, but as we say in America, this ain't no tea party.
Yeah, it's always disappointing when that happens, but in all fairness, he showed why he's one of the best players in the world, so
Alright, my name is Robert Ather. I live in Manchester, which is like probably about 200 miles north of here, and I'm an area sales manager for Scottish Power. It's like an energy company in the UK, so that's what I do for my profession. I don't travel to as many tournaments because I have a job and I have a girlfriend and have more responsibilities, so every so often I'll practice at home, maybe an hour a day, half an hour a day, probably 4 or 5 days a week, so that's how I stay sharp for these tournaments. We have lots of other hobbies to do, but foosball is one part because she loves playing foosball. I've been playing for 10, 11 years. I get bored sometimes, but we probably play half an hour a day maybe together. Ryan's mother is the promoter of the IFP Tour, which is like a $500,000 tour over the whole year, which has maybe 20 tournaments, and he goes with her to all the tournaments, so he makes a good living off this. But I don't think it's possible in Europe to make a good living on foosball. You have to travel to the States. There's the ITSF, the International Table Soccer Federation, are trying to promote it and get it into the Olympic Games and get it to be a recognised sport in England and other European countries. But for me, it's like a pub game, a bit like a hobby. Well, yeah, a hobby, really.
Yeah, my name's Joe Hamilton and I'm 22 years old, although 23 in a couple of weeks. I met Rob through foosball, and Rob met his girlfriend, who's Polish, who's now living with him in Manchester through table football. Yeah, and I met Natasha in a tournament last year in Las Vegas through foosball. So yeah, we did, yeah, which was, it's great because it's so nice to share something like foosball with someone that you love, so then you can talk about it and they won't get fed up of it or anything like that because they understand it. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again on table 6, we have the finals between Rob Ather and Ryan Moore.
The game between Ryan and Rob is one of the best games I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of foosball.
Rob is in a different class to me. Rob is one of these people who is my age, but he's been playing since he was about 12, 13. So he's had a lot of table time, so he's a natural talent. Ryan Moore has also been playing since he was about 10 or something, so he's had a lot of time, and he's grew up around foosball. These are both guys who are naturally just amazing at the sport.
For me to take the title, I have to beat him 2 times in a best-of-5 format. So he has like an extra. He can afford to lose one and still win, basically. So I have to win twice. He just has to win once, basically.
And he was leading 1 or 2-0, so I was thinking at that point that it's going to be tough for me to come back because he's really confident, he was playing really well, but somehow I stepped up my game, I started playing better, started passing, getting a few blocks on him as well, and it got momentum, and all the British crowd behind me as well were cheering me on.
So Rob won the first game, 3-1.
In the finals, he started playing even better.
I've seen Rob play for a few years, 4 or 5 years, and he doesn't always seem to have his heart in it at times because he's so good and he doesn't have to fight in the UK. He only has to really try when he's abroad. So having someone like Ryan, who is one of the best players in the world and he's a fantastic talent, come over to his home turf and say, hey, let's front up a little bit and see what you got. And Rob, it was hands up, one of the best games I've seen. Rob just was there, puffed up his chest and said, right, you're not going to beat me on my home soil, and he did it, and it was a proud moment to see Rob do that. But you can't take away from Ryan. Ryan in that final was awesome. And a massive spectacle that I wanted for my tournament. Everyone who came here will remember that game forever. They'll never forget it.
It's been very tiring. It's been really enjoyable though. I've really, really enjoyed it. It's been fantastic. It's probably been the favourite tournament I've been to, I think, in a long time. But definitely ready to go home now.
Yeah.
Because tournaments are such hard work, Ben tends to think, oh, I'm never going to host a tournament again. But you can bet by January next year he'll want to host another one because this one was such a huge success. So we'll have to wait and see really, but it's highly likely that if Ben doesn't do Bristol 2010, someone else will. So fingers crossed, eh?